Today on WSRH Extra, we take a look at the new craze of 2017, Fidget Spinners.
Also, we take a look at decreasing chorus numbers.
Plus, we get the inside look at LEGO Brickfest. WSRH Extra starts now! Welcome to this episode of WSRH Extra. I'm Alexa Koenig.
And I'm Shannon O'Sullivan. This is our final episode of WSRH Extra for this school year.
Thanks for tuning in. As the school year winds down, one of Seminole Ridge art programs is facing a numbers crisis. Enrollment is down for the chorus, and that has their future in jeopardy for next year. WSRH Extra reporter Danielle Leslie has the story.
The Seminole Ridge Choir Department has been going strong for 11 years under the direction of Mr. Wes Rayner. But due to the lack of students joining, that strong foundation may slowly be weakening.
It's some place where everybody in the school can communicate and be along with each other. Like we have everybody from football to art to biotech to even the construction academies, and they all, like, you would have never met each other until you got into chorus.
Chorus is important to me because I love singing. I have a great time singing. I want to do that with my future, and I have a great time with all of my friends and just bonding and just learning more. And chorus helps me in my other subjects too. It's really interesting.
While chorus is a home to some without a substantial amount of boy members, the program will suffer.
It definitely makes doing anything a lot harder, especially with larger pieces, I guess. Pretty much one of the hardest things, and it makes it hard to get superiors at districts or anything like that.
Really hard to find guys, and it's really hard to be a part of a chorus and have balance without an equal amount of girls and guys. This year, in these past 2 years, he's had to cut the size of chamber down because there's not enough guys. So there's a less chance of girls making chamber because there's not as many guys.
Being a part of chorus doesn't mean singing opera. It means being able to open the door to a world of opportunities.
The chorus trips, we do fun trips like Candlelight at Disney, which is a big deal, performing with the Voices of Liberty. We go on trips like Stetson to Stetson University and perform with colleges. We're going to Colorado next year to compete. We're going to New York this summer and performing at Carnegie Hall. We just do a lot of awesome trips, and it's a great bonding experience and a great time to get out there and have some fun.
Cool. Guys get a lot of scholarships because there's not a lot of guy singers in college, so that's something I'm definitely going to exploit, and that's something definitely the other guys should exploit as well.
Music speaks what cannot be expressed, soothes the mind, and gives it rest. So if you'd like to sign up for chorus, come to room 2112. For WSRH Extra, I'm Danielle Leslie.
You probably see them everywhere, in school, at work, online. Fidget spinners are the new hot trend of 2017, but are they welcome in classrooms? WSRH Extra reporter Anna Fontecchio spins this story.
There's a new toy sweeping its way across the world, Fidget Spinners. They're small, they come in many different shapes and colors, and they have found their way into the pockets of millions of people worldwide, including students here at Seminole Ridge. But some teachers had never even heard of a fidget spinner until they saw some students with them in class.
Most of the time I see them, somebody's doing this. I'm like rotating this little spinner thing around their face. Initially I thought, okay, maybe it's like some little mini kinetic fan. And then it turns out it's just a stress reliever.
Since fidget spinners are the new trend, it's now a question as to whether they will stick around.
Yeah, I think after a while it'll eventually start to fade out. But right now they're super popular, and yeah, I think it will fade out eventually though.
While they may be fun to play with, these spinners actually have a purpose. They're tools used by people who have ADHD, anxiety, and autism to prevent them from fidgeting and to stay focused. People also use them as a way to relax and relieve stress.
Fidget spinners were originally meant to help autistic and ADHD kids focus.
Despite their purpose, fidget spinners are distracting students in class.
For some students, it's a distraction. They use it and they just watch it spin the whole entire time, while others, they use it as a means to fidget, and so they can pay attention more. So it just really depends on who wants to use it.
So far, Seminole Ridge and the Palm Beach School District haven't made a policy on fidget spinners yet, but that could change. For WSRH Extra, I'm Anna Fontecchio.
Starting from the ground up, a Wellington man has built a legacy by doing the dirty work many of us would prefer not to do. For more on this wealthy garbage man, we go to WSRH Extra reporter Melina Adu.
Everyone has their own success story, but Joe Mascaro has a pretty unique one. Joe's father started a waste company in a small town in Pennsylvania.
We grew up helping my dad in the family business. My dad bought a truck and was always in the scrap business. J.P. Mascaro and Sons first developed in a little city, a little town called Ambler, Pennsylvania. He met my mother, and they resided in Ambler for several years. Moved to Trooper, Pennsylvania in 1952 in a very small house on a very small piece of ground.
Joe always contributed to the company, but like every other student, he was indecisive about his future path.
And on the weekends, I used to come home and make the bills up. I used to work on the truck. All my brothers used to work on the truck. We would go after dinner every night for about 4 hours and drive the truck and pick up the waste at the Space Center. Temple University in Philadelphia, at which time I thought I was going to be a doctor, but circumstances were that my dad needed help on the truck, so I gave up that avocation and thought I was going to be a lawyer, second place, and ended up being a garbage man.
Now retired and his 4 brothers still in ownership of the company, Joe still gets monthly payments and still contributes with large decisions for the company. Living in Wellington, Florida, and in the Aero Club, he spends his free time on the tennis courts and up high in the clouds.
I started learning how to fly. Our company had a pilot and a Navajo chieftain, which was about a eight-place airplane. And I used to sit co-pilot with our corporate pilot, Bud Buchanan. And Bud used to teach me little various things, how to fly. And it was getting to the point where I was starting to land the airplane and I didn't have a license, so I better go get myself a license.
Joe is a pure example that no matter how unsure you are of your future, if you try hard enough, life will always point you in the right direction and reward you for your hard work.
Each year, more than 1.5 million pets are euthanized in shelters across America. But a local organization is working hard to save many of the youngest and cutest unwanted pets. This week, I attended an adoption event with Second Chance Animal Rescue.
Second Chance is a foster-based pet rescue that takes pride in saving the lives of close to 1,400 cats and dogs a year. A very significant factor in the success of this rescue is committed fosters. Georgette Riley, a foster herself, shares the importance of fostering.
Second Chance desperately needs people. The more people that are foster, the more dogs they're going to and puppies they're going to be able to save, because they have to have it's a foster-based rescue. There's not a shelter, so they need fosters to be able to save these puppies, because most of them come from high kill shelters, and unless you can get a rescue commitment and find a foster, they're doomed.
A foster's job is complete once their foster pet is adopted to a loving home, like Roxy, a Labrador Retriever Terrier mix found in the Dare family.
Our parents grew up with dogs, so we know, we've raised them, but we've never had our own as a family, so it's our first one.
How much do you love her?
A lot.
You love her a lot? Why did you pick her?
Because she's so little.
There is one place in particular that Second Chance rescues several of its pets from.
We pull a lot of our animals from Alabama. Alabama's almost like a third world country when it comes to animals. There's no spay and neuter laws, there's no anti-tethering laws, so hundreds of animals, puppies, are being dumped at kill shelters throughout Alabama every single day. So every 2 weeks we're getting approximately 20 to 40 puppies coming into our program, and mommies and single dogs every 2 to 4 weeks, and we're only one of about 8 shelters in Florida that get that many every 2 weeks.
Second Chance Pet Rescue holds weekly events at 3 different locations to help furry friends like Penny find their forever home. For WSRH Extra, I'm Shannon O'Sullivan.
Some people run for their health, some people run for competition, and some runners run to make a difference. More than 700 runners laced up to support the endangered animals at the Palm Beach Zoo this month, and I was there to cover the Tiger 5K race.
Roar!
The way we talk to tigers is called a chuff. That's how you know they're happy. So.
On May 20th, the Palm Beach Zoo held their second annual Stacy Conweiser Memorial Save the Tiger 5K race. Around 700 runners geared up to take on the challenge. but many racers and volunteers took on the race for different reasons. Kathleen Otero, a volunteer at the zoo many usually see in the butterfly garden, came out to show love for tigers through volunteer work.
Anything that helps these animals in the zoo, I am willing to volunteer for.
The zoo offered this race for all ages. I spoke with Eli Caladiu and his son Anthony, one of the youngest racers, to see why they went the distance. Anthony was pretty excited to show off to the camera.
Actually, we want to support the zoo, and I believe it's a really noble cause.
Anthony, on the other hand, had a different reason for racing.
I like tigers.
The Tiger 5K race held a more emotional meaning to many due to the loss of the lead tiger handler, Stacy Conweiser. The events manager, Ron Brooks, spoke about the passing of Stacy and how the zoo wanted to honor Stacy Conweiser through her passion for tigers.
Now, a little over a year ago, Stacy Conweiser, our lead keeper, who was in with the Tigers, had an accident and she unfortunately passed away. We renamed this race last year in honor of her.
Each racer crossing the finish line supported not only the memory of Stacy, but also helped to save the Malaysian tigers, which are less than 250 in the world. I visited the tigers, but
Unfortunately, the tigers here at the Palm Beach Zoo are currently sleeping. However, the Tiger 5K was a true success filled with excitement. For WSRH Extra, I'm Alexa Koenig.
girls rugby seems to be taking off in popularity lately. Yeah, I actually know a few girls that play from our school. For these stories and more, we go to WSRH Extra sports anchor Morgan Shortridge. Hi, Morgan!
Hello Hawks, welcome to WSRH Sports. I'm Morgan Shortridge, and today we get an inside look at our boys football team's spring game and our girls flag football team's road back to states. WSRH Sports reporter Allison Taylor has more on girls flag football.
Our girls flag football team was headed to regional semifinals. They were faced with a setback. Wide receiver Channing O'Brien broke her wrist while getting ready for the regional semifinal game.
I was on defense, and then I tripped over my feet, and then I fell and landed on the floor like that.
Brooke Champagne stepped in and took over Channing's position.
I was nervous, but it was a big game for us, so I knew I had to get my stuff together and play as good as I can.
Brooke is keeping a positive attitude about the position change.
Being on both sides of the field makes me feel like I help out the team way more than I do on just one side.
Channing has high hopes for her team from the sidelines.
Yes, she'll do good.
Girls flag football season ending with a second place victory at States. They have high hopes for next season. For WSRH Extra, I'm Allison Taylor.
The boys football team is kicking off their football season with their spring game this Friday. WSRH sports reporter Austin Cates has the story.
Spring football kicked off last Friday with a new addition to the varsity team at the most important position, quarterback. Kamen says his goals as a varsity quarterback are simple.
Definitely to put up a lot of points, at least half 100 with my teammates and just have fun.
Spring football is 4 weeks of intense practice that culminates with the spring game.
Kamen's had a really good spring. It's a lot of work trying to take over a hurry-up offense, and he's got the verbiage and he's making plays. He's been doing a really good job. Him and Corey have been working extra.
And the Hawks didn't disappoint on the field. They crushed the South Fork Bulldogs 47-0. Castillo, who threw 16 for 20, 2 touchdowns, and had help from true freshman Corey Polk, who had 2 rushing touchdowns.
I'll be grinding with Coach McCarthy, my quarterback coach, and with Coach Lord, and they're definitely great coaches. And our coaching staff here is amazing. It gets me better every day.
Spring is the time to do things right in school and out. Coach Parsons sees the charisma out of Kamen.
He's definitely matured as a person. I see him around campus. He's not as big of a jokester as he used to be, and we're really excited at his growth and his potential and how he's matured and become a leader on the team this year.
For WSRH Extra, I'm Austin Cates.
Girls rugby has taken over our area by storm. WSRH sports reporter Amanda Croker has more on the story.
The first Palm Beach County girls rugby team was started this year by the Jupiter Sharks Club, and they're inviting all high school girls to come and try.
It's a great sport. It's one of the fastest growing sports in America for youth. It's a great opportunity for them to build camaraderie, discipline, a lot of great skills that they keep in life. They make friends forever once they join rugby.
This is each girl's first year playing, but only after a few short weeks of training. The game came naturally to them, even to Captain Morgan Cunning.
I have learned a lot about the game. When I first started, I was by myself, the only girl on the team. And it was pretty hard because I felt embarrassed because I did everything wrong. But now that I have my friends with me, it's easier to learn, and I feel like I've learned more now that they're here.
Even the smallest of the team has gained a newfound confidence.
I'm pretty small, and doing the tackles, it's actually kind of fun. I'm more confident now.
Jupiter Sharks hope to see plenty of new faces next season. For WSRH Extra, I'm Amanda Croker.
For WSRH Sports, I'm Morgan Shortridge.
Thanks, Morgan. As children, Legos were one of the best toys to play with to express your creativity through building.
But did you know Legos have their very own festival for all to enjoy? WSRH Extra reporter Carson Bates takes us to Brickfest.
3, 2, and they're off! Woo!
This past week, Palm Beach County was invaded by over 1 million Legos in Brickfest. This event has been held for many years, and the idea behind it is special.
The idea for Brickfest came from our founder, Chad Collins, and his daughter. He actually brought home some Lego for his daughter, who then, like a classic millennial move, went straight to YouTube and found out, hey, people are, unboxing their Lego, talking about it, building cool stuff. Can we do that? Hey, there's a lot of people that are into this in our area. There must be a Lego show in Philadelphia. Turns out, not really a Lego show in Philadelphia. So why don't we make one ourselves, right? Like, what does a Lego builder do but build the show?
The event provides kids with a chance to cut loose and build whatever their minds can think of.
I made like a speed car. I made like a car that went fast. I made something else. It's like a house. It's a house. I built a robot, giant robot. I don't know what I forgot what I built, but I built all different stuff.
Brickfest is an educational and creative way that kids are able to use their imagination to create almost anything they could think of, while learning the building blocks and basics of engineering.
The Derby is a great example of a blend of inspiration, education, and entertainment. Those are kind of like the three pillars, the three things that we focus on. What happens is you get in line, you build a car, and you race it down one of our 35-foot tracks. The magic here isn't so much in the racing as it is in the moment when that kid realizes, I know how I can make it faster. I know how I can make it lighter. I know how I can make it more durable. And they go back in line to rebuild the car. And what they're doing, and they don't realize they're doing this, they're participating in the iterative engineering design process.
Brickfest even inspires young children beyond the building of Legos.
Because I want to be an engineer when I grow up. Because it's perfect for me. And I just love them because they're so fun. No, I didn't know anything.
Obviously, the Brickfest is fun for all ages. For WSRH Extra, I'm Carson Bates. Here, help me build it. Oh.
Wow, that actually looked like a lot of fun. Kind of jealous we didn't go.
That's all right, Alexa. We'll go next year. Plus, we got to see puppies and tigers. So who's the real winner here? Well, that's it for WSRH Extra. I'm Shannon O'Sullivan.
And I'm Alexa Koenig. You can keep up with us on our Twitter at SeminoleRidgeTV.